Maria, Pablo, Logan, Jake, and Ezekiel were tied up in a truck going to Don Bern's place to see if they could get some hint as to where Andrew might be. But Pablo was anything but appreciative at what Logan did. Wow, this is an awesome VIP section. I'm overwhelmed. This is crazy. Is that Roddy Leeds playing basketball with tie pain? Asked Pablo sarcastically. I asked because I'm tied up in the back of a cannoli truck. Hey, said Jake, it was better than what you did. We were gonna get kicked out with your plan. Now we're gonna go see Vidon. But was it really better though? Asked Pablo, getting irritated. Well, would you rather give up? Asked Logan. No, said Pablo, now even more irritated. At this point, the fighting escalated to a full-on shouting match between Pablo and Cougar Brothers. Maria and Ezekiel looked at each other with a fear of chaos on their faces. Shut up! Yelled Maria, getting all three rivals to calm down. Pablo, look, I agree. These two are idiots. Trust me, I work with them on a regular basis, but fighting isn't helping anything. What matters is that we are one step closer to saving Austin. You're right, Maria, said Pablo, remembering why he took this case. Austin is probably getting beaten with a metal rod over a bed of sharks who haven't been fed since Tuesday by that psychopath right now. Oddly specific, said Ezekiel. But yes, just try to tolerate each other, boys. Please. Pablo nodded in agreement while giving the Cougar Brothers a dirty look. At that moment, the cannoli truck pulled up at a mansion, complete with stereotypical rich person statues that you would see in the movies. We must be at Don Bern's place, said Maria. At that moment, Papa John came out of the truck and grabbed all 5 animals from the back. He walked up to the door of the mansion, a marble door, and knocked on it. Hello? Said a mysterious Italian voice. Yeah, I got a delivery here for the Don, said Papa John. A couple of cups. He's asleep right now, said the voice. Leave him by the door. He'll get him tomorrow. Well, good luck, idiots, said Papa John as he walked away and left the 5 animals by the door. After the cannoli truck pulled away, Pablo, Maria, Ezekiel, Jake, and Logan stood by the door in awe at the mansion. Well, you guys did good, said Pablo to the Cougar Brothers. But there's still the matter of actually getting in the house in the morning. He's right, said Maria. We really don't have that much time to save Austin. I knew you'd say that, said Jake, so I got a plan. Oh, great, said Ezekiel, rolling his eyes. What are we gonna do? Asked Pablo. Break into his house through the window? A few minutes later, the 5 animals were doing just that. I can't believe we're breaking into Fadon's house, said Pablo. I can't go to jail, Jake, said Ezekiel. Do you know what they do to cops in jail? What? Asked Jake and Logan in unison. They play the song F the Police by NWA, aka Narwhals with Attitude, and take turns stabbing you with prison knives, said Maria. Then they take all the soap that's been dropped in the prison and shove it in your mouth. They call it soaping. Won't you have any other way to say Pablo's boyfriend? Asked Logan. He has a name, said Pablo as they finally entered the house. Okay, let's split up and look for clues. Jake and Logan, you go downstairs. Ezekiel and Maria, you check up here. I'll check the backyard. The team nodded and went their assigned ways. Pablo went outside to the backyard and noticed it was one huge garden. Vegetables were planted as far as the eye could see and consisted of every single one you could think of. Carrots, celery, lettuce, spinach, collard greens, Brussels sprouts, kale, radishes, turnips. You name it, it was there. Herbs were in a custom greenhouse near another greenhouse that had tomatoes. Fruit trees aplenty were lined up in a row. It was like walking into a successful farm. He has an awful lot of crops, said Pablo before he noticed a unique box. But what's this? Pablo opened the box and saw a whole bunch of cards and gifts marked Return to Sender. They all had 2 names on them, Alex and Andrew Bern. A clue, said Pablo, pleased by his discovery. Meanwhile, Jake and Logan were in the living room and saw a row of urns on the TV stand. They both smiled in amusement. Hey, bro, said Jake, let's yeet one of these faces across the room. Logan nodded in agreement and grabbed the brown urn and chucked it across the room. The urn landed on the floor and shattered into a million pieces, resulting in asses going all over the place. Ezekiel and Maria rushed downstairs and saw the chaos. Jake! Logan! What did you do? Asked Maria in anger. It was Jake's idea to throw that vase, said Logan. That's not a vase, you idiot, yelled Maria. You just broke the dead grandma vase. What? There's ghosts here? Asked Jake in fear. Oh, imagine if Don Bern sees this mess, said Maria. We'll be toast, or worse, soaped. It's okay, stay calm, Maria, said Ezekiel. I think that was actually the cousin no one really liked. If we put it back together, it'll be like it never happened. Yeah, you're right, said Maria, nervously as he gathered the pieces together. We can fix this. It'll be easy. At that moment, Pablo rushed into the living room and slammed the door, causing Jake to drop all the other urns he was holding on the floor, resulting in ashes going all over him, Logan, Maria, and Ezekiel. Pablo looked in shock and anger at the mess he made. What did the Cougar brothers do now? Asked Pablo. Murdered an entire family, said Ezekiel as he gave both brothers an evil look. A few hours later, all 5 heroes were under the TV room table trying to figure out the next steps and how to fix the mess the Cougar brothers made. Oh, I swear, you two better think of a way to fix this, said Maria with a hint of rage in her voice to the Cougar brothers. Just then, Jake pulled out a bag of Carolina Reaper Cheetos and started snacking on them, much to Pablo's anger. Dude! Pablo yelled. How can you eat at a time like this? With my hands in a bag of Carolina Reaper Cheetos, said Jake. You want a bite? Suddenly, Pablo had an epiphany. Wait, said Pablo. I got an idea. Ground up Cheetos are kind of like gases. Therefore, it stands to reason that if we grind up all these Cheetos and put them in the urns, our butts will be saved. But how will we keep the Don from knowing that the asses are Cheetos? Ezekiel asked. I guess we'll just have to hope he can't smell, said Pablo. Let's go. So the team spent 5 hours putting the urns back together and filling them up with Carolina Reaper Cheeto dust. After time had passed, the damage was repaired and the team was all sweaty. But it was worth it. We did it, said Pablo, broken and out of breath. Jake, I never thought I'd say this, but you and Logan are... At that moment, an old pig walked downstairs and went into the living room. He had a stereotypical 50s attire on and talked in a deep Robert De Niro-style accent. He looked at the team, who was quivering in fear. Ah, said the old pig, you must be my new cooks. I am Don Bern, the owner of this house. He then noticed the team sweating. Why are you sweating? We were watching Bunny Cops, said Pablo, who was even sweatier now. Fair enough, said Don as he smelled the Carolina Reaper Cheetos. Why do I smell Carolina Reapers and cheese? We're doomed, Maria whispered emotionally. Don went around to all the urns and smelled them all. They all smelled like Carolina Reaper Cheetos. Then he opened them all and saw the damage that the Cougar brothers did. Pretty sneaky, guys, said Don with an annoyed voice. But even I know that Bunny Cops doesn't even start until 4. Anything you want to say? You see, said Maria as he broke down. Don, please, forgive us. These 2 idiotic felines here damaged your dead grandma vases and filled them with pasteurized cheese snacks. I can't go to jail. We're in the midst of an investigation to help save this penguin's boyfriend who was kidnapped by Andrew Bern, your son. Please don't call the cops on us. I can't be so... I just... Shh. Don shushed as he broke down laughing. It's okay. These were actually the dead cousins no one really liked. I've been meaning to throw them away anyways. Oh, good, Ezekiel told Don. Now we need your help. What can you tell us about Andrew? At that moment, Don's face went from that of happiness to that of despair, like he knew this was coming. Oh, I knew that eventually I'd get asked about this, said Don. Well, come into my dining room. I'll whip us up something to eat and we'll talk. Maria, Ezekiel, Pablo, Jake, and Logan nodded and went into the dining room with Don, preparing to hear his story and learn the truth about Alex and Andrew.